welcome back. I wanted to jump on and talk about our future plans for the bunnies. My husband went to his allergist and asthma specialist, and he's had to add some medications. So we're having to regroup a little bit. I'm going to keep the bunnies. Don't be afraid. Barley and Rye are staying. As far as their location, it's going to change a little bit. So we have an 8x10 shed that right now houses our like pool stuff and like miscellaneous storage, some yard stuff. And we've been needing a bigger shed because we also have a lot of lawn stuff in our garage. And my husband's work vehicle it needs to be emptied out. So my plan is to get a large 10 by 20 or 10 by 24 shed to move all of our pool and yard stuff into, as well as our storage, because we do have two like industrial storage shelves in our garage that have like totes on it, and they're full. So I want to move all that into the big shed, and then the 8x10 shed that we already have. My plan is to basically convert it. I'm planning on insulating it, putting up some beadboard for walls, having a window unit installed that has AC and heat, so that way I can take the bunnies from inside to their own little cottage, and then that way my husband can breathe in his own house. So that is big picture view. As far as when this is gonna happen, I'm hoping within January through March. It is a rather big undertaking, so as you can imagine. So I need to figure out where we're gonna put the shed. I have two locations in mind. Both need clearing because we have cedar trees. So regardless, we need trees cut down, and we need to prep the ground to kind of level it, so that way we can put the shed on it and not have to worry about weirdness. So we need to prep the ground, cut the trees, get the shed, and then move all the stuff, and then the real project begins. So the budget that I'm working with is tight, very tight. So I have the majority of the budget's gonna go to the new shed, as you can imagine, because it's gonna be a really big shed. So that is taking the bulk of it. And then on top of that, we need to figure out if we're cutting the trees or if we're having somebody else cut the trees. Honestly, we're planning on buying a chainsaw anyway, so we'll probably cut the trees. But the problem is leveling the ground. We have a lot of friends with a lot of equipment, so we might be able to do it, but we'll see. So that is gonna take up probably 90% of the budget. I've already run numbers for the insulation, the beadboard, the window unit, and it's a pretty penny. That on its own, I think, is like $1,200. And I think I've cut some costs by looking at bulk options and all of that good jazz, but that's not including things like tiger teeth, which would support the ceiling insulation, and it's gonna be interesting. So like I said, it's probably gonna be like a 3-month span, because my hope is to get the shed in, get everything moved, let that take the majority of the budget, and then depending on how much I have left, I think I'll go ahead and get the insulation and the beadboard and at least get that in place. And then just slowly buy things over time, because the window unit's a pretty penny. I really want to get some clear panels, kind of like these, but like the clear ones, so that way that can block off the beadboard. Because my thought is, well, I would love to have bunnies forever. I want to keep that beadboard as nice as possible since we're putting a window unit in, because it's right next to our pool. So I'm thinking once the bunnies pass and time is gone, either I want to move all my office stuff out there, or treat it more like a pool house bar situation, since it's right next to the pool. So TBD, but that is the plan. So let's start. So here I have set up a Notion page to kind of keep tabs of everything. As you can see, this is roughly the budget we're working with. The plan is a 10 by 24 shed, like I said. We need to decide on the location, clear and prep the land, and then move everything from the old shed and the garage to the new shed. Once all of that is done, the 8 by 10, my plan is to basically give it a deep clean inside and out. There is some siding that needs to be replaced, which let me add. I'm gonna add a question mark to that because it's not crucial, but it would be nice to replace it and have it all cohesive and clean. Then we need to insulate the shed, put up the beadboard walls, caulk the walls and floor, which I actually need to move that step up. Vinyl flooring is the plan, just to make it easier to clean, because right now I think it's just plywood. So we'll need to caulk walls and floors as well as that beadboard, so that way everything's smooth. I need to get a window unit. My plan for the mini gate wall is to use the existing playpen wall that I have, and just kind of put that to use just to block it off, because let's see. Oh, no, wrong one. Because I've done a mock-up. So it's an 8 by 10 shed. We've got the double doors here, and then we have a small window in the back, which is where the window unit will go. My plan is to kind of section it so that way they have a 5 by, what is that, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So a 5 by 7 area. For all of their like main things, and this is kind of just like a double entry, so that way I don't have to worry about them running out when I open the shed. Since it is outdoors, there is nothing stopping them. And then here I'm planning on getting some cabinets for storage of their supplies. And then there is like a loft space over this area, which will probably house the extra like litter and hay and that sort of thing, so that way these aren't too cluttered up, because this would be 2 like counter height cabinets, and that way I kind of have a workbench. I do want to run electricity to the shed at some point, but that is a big question mark, whether it's an extension cord or actually like hard wiring it. I do want to purchase a camera, that way I can keep an eye on them, as well as like the temperature in the shed to make sure everything's okay. So kind of like a baby monitor. I do want a floor lamp, and then I'm thinking about getting some solar lights, just because of the question about running electricity. So that's where things get kind of interesting. So, hence all of our question marks. But I have done an Amazon list. Well, so I had an existing Amazon list for all of the bunny room things, for like dream bunny room, this is the goal. So I've now converted that over to accessories for the bunny cottage shed bungalow, if you will. bunny bungalow. That's cute. I like that. We're changing that. Bungalow. So let me pull that up. So here is the list. So my plan is to get like 5-gallon water jugs, so that way I can refill their bowls and stuff, and I don't have to walk over to the hose or bring it in the house and all that good jazz. So this one's a battery option to make life easier. I do have on some of the like slow release heat pads, just for those colder months. So next winter, that way they have something a little extra. Yes, I'll have a heater in there, but just in case something goes crazy. The acrylic panels that I said, so that way I can protect the beadboard, keep things cute. These are not really shed things. That's a future project. I really need to make a separate board for that. Yeah, all 3 of those. You'll see. So, just some backup houses, bulk chew balls, because they actually go through their stuff really quick. And then these are the cabinets that I'm looking at. I really like this shade of green, and they're metal, so I don't have to worry about wood warping or anything like that. So I think they'll be a really good fit. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then I want to do the kind of litter box hidden bench situation, kind of like Ronnie the Mini Lop on YouTube. She has one. So the Hole, which is the name of the storage bench at IKEA that she uses, is not available in the US. So this is a very similar option. So it comes in and out of stock. So that's a future project, as well as getting like a stainless steel litter pan. And then again, another backup house, because they do chew theirs. So I have this list where I'm kind of building things, but again, these are like not necessities. This is not make or break on whether or not they move out there. So again, my hope is to have them out there by March, but we'll see, fingers crossed. So this is part 1 on the bunny bungalow.